I don't know if you've ever hit that point where your whole life stops making sense, but mine looks nothing like it did last week. I was about to move across the country and marry my ex, then we broke up, and now I'm just trying to figure out what comes next. This is me starting over. Not in a clean girl, aesthetic, inspiring way necessarily, just in a real, messy, still figuring it out kind of way. If you're holding it together and falling apart at the same time and wondering if it's too late or maybe finally time, yeah, same.
I've made kind of a huge life decision, and I'm just kind of like pretending like it's like not that big of a deal, because I've decided that I'm going to pack up everything I know and put it in a storage unit and not have a home in Los Angeles for a few months and travel the world and then see where life takes me. That's a huge deal. And in order to achieve that, I need to work and make a bunch of money, which I was already planning on kind of like going all in on work. I want to take the beginning of next year to work on my personal projects and like get back to my like creative projects and stuff like that I just don't really have like much mental capacity for right now. I need some self-discovery, some self-work. But when I go to the strip club and work 12-hour shifts and just like boom, 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 like that's just a different part of my brain. Like it's definitely not like automatic mode or anything, but it's a different grind. It's a different hustle. But what it leaves me with is not a lot of free time, not a lot of self-care time, a terrible sleep schedule. And so it is absolutely pivotal to my mental health to have like a clean, clear, organized space in life outside of that, because of how hectic it's going to be this next month. Like I just know things are going to be chaos. I'm only having a mental breakdown at work at the strip club like a little bit.
$1 million in one night! Fuck about life, baby! Let's go!
I slept in today because I was working late last night. I had a good night at work. I'll put some footage in. It was wild. And I got all of that money from these guys that were talking about how they made $1 million in a night in crypto. And outside of that, you know, kind of sparked by that, but in general, I've needed to kind of redo my financial plan since I'm no longer planning a lot of the same finances that I was. It does feel good to feel like I'm really doing some stuff for me. Like in the sense that I'm only planning my own schedule. I'm not having to work around anyone else's anything. So it's just pretty weird. I'm gonna get ready to go to my networking event, which I was hoping my friends could go with me, but I think I'm gonna have to go alone, which is always nerve-wracking, but I'm feeling good about it.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that, because you don't know who you're gonna be.
I've made a very conscious effort to see other humans every single day. The day of the breakup, I went to work. I saw my friends, or my friend at work, and we got to talk. And then Monday, yesterday, I went to a LGBT AA meeting at night. And then today, yesterday I found this random like creatives meetup, and it's literally 5-minute walk away. So I have zero excuse not to go. So I don't know any of these people, but I just want to get out and experience the world, you know? I just finished up with this co-working session for just general artists. Don't know any of these people, but it was like at a cute cafe down the street, and it was lovely. I didn't get much working done, but just connecting, and multiple people are going through breakups. It's not funny, but it's like just crazy how the universe like, you know, aligns. And I think something that is specifically resonating with like my artist friends is this idea of like having to find your creativity again, which is interesting because I also have just, you know, started my artist way journey, but that my creativity and like creativity in general as artists like is so tied up in your intuition. And so going through a breakup is something kind of interesting because a lot of us were kind of resonating with this idea that we are out of touch with like our gut, our intuition, our inner voice, because I spent so long rejecting it, if that makes any sense. We talked a lot about how we are like really working on recalibrating our intuition and being able to like trust ourselves again.
I sort of
what to tell people I'm like doing because I don't know. Also, my shirt says, don't know where I'm going, but I'm gay, and that just feels painfully accurate, but it's not even like I feel directionless. Like, yes, my plans have entirely changed, but I know like what I'm doing, at least in the next couple of months. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna work my butt off and like make money and, you know, take time off to like launch the projects that I'm trying to work on and like find a way to have more balance and maybe move. I don't want to think about moving. It's really stressful. So it's like I'm not directionless. Like, so it's weird to like have a day like this where I just feel horrible and like I simultaneously like feel like there's so much possibility, and you know, I've been having good days at work, and like I don't know, like it's just, I'm like, why am I like, I'm beating myself up for just like feeling really bad. I got some takeout that like I literally don't even feel hungry for, and it's like really embarrassing because there's like takeout bags like all over my apartment because I like can't even fathom like eating normal food, or like I really need to like clean up because I feel good when I'm outside and like just around people. Like it helps me remember that life keeps moving, I guess. And by around people, I just mean even just like strangers. I don't know. But inside my apartment just feels like there's not, you know, I don't get a lot of like natural light in here. And I just also feel like my ass is becoming one with the couch. So, yeah. I don't know. But I'm so excited to have my takeout. It's from a vegan place called Real Food Daily, and I got a breakfast burrito. I'm gonna try to watch something that doesn't make me upset. I still haven't seen Taylor Swift the Eras Tour, but that would make me feel upset. I don't care what anyone says. I'm unironically and unapologetically love Avatar. Like, yes, the blue people ones. Don't be sad, go get a tattoo. So I spent like 5.5 hours at the tattoo shop today. Someone did tell me like not to get tattoos right now because it will remind me of this time in my life, like in a sad sense of like my breakup. But I've wanted the tattoos forever. They're not like breakup related tattoos. I look at these tattoos and remember like the time of my life that I got them. I don't attribute that to like the breakup as much as it is this era of like coming into myself. You know what I mean? And a big part of me trying to feel like I'm like showing up the way that I want to in the world is like my expression with like I've wanted these tattoos forever. I've just been having some hard days at work and hard days personally. But something that is exciting that just happened is I got an email for a job interview for a type of job working for a production company that I have applied to, not this production company, but I've applied to jobs like this like hundreds of times. But when I applied to this one, I like redid my LinkedIn profile. I was like, I'm taking this seriously. And I just found out that I got an interview next week. Like I've been trying to get a job like this forever. And of course, right now, when I am like leaning into, you know, paths I wasn't planning on and even planning this trip and all these things, I'm like, of course it would happen right now. And obviously, I'm so grateful. And, you know, I'm trying to trust the universe timing. I'm really excited about it, and even just excited that I got to the point of being interviewed. And I have to tell my apartment like in the next 9 days if I'm going to be moving out and moving all of my stuff into storage, hypothetically. It's just like another example of just like these very universe feeling moments that keep happening for me, of like strange coincidences or strange things and potential paths unfolding that have felt blocked for a really long time and suddenly like aren't anymore. And so that is like very encouraging. This is the laundry that we're going to tackle tonight. And then the other thing I really need to do is clean out my fridge and pantry because I genuinely have not properly cooked myself a meal since the breakup a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago. I've been ordering food nonstop, and like it needs to end here.
I'm having a moment, so I wanted to talk about it. Having a really good day. And it's like crazy that like makes things sadder. It feels like a lot of the time lately. Like I just had a job interview for a job that would be really exciting, and I'm very curious to see what happens because I really want the job, but at the same time, I have this just like deep internal knowing right now that what's meant for me will be and what's not won't be, and either way, like I'm gonna do some amazing things coming up. So either way I'll be content, but I would really like that job, and it's like really weird and hard because I've been trying to get a job like this for a long time. And like that's something that my ex like pushed me towards and was really like encouraging of. And so it's like really weird to be doing it and have my first like big interview or whatever and like not be able to share that.
You have to be your biggest fan.
So I'm getting ready to go get a tattoo in Santa Monica. So I think I'm gonna put it somewhere in the middle here. So we'll see. And, you know, as a people pleaser and someone who doesn't want to like be an inconvenience, sometimes it's hard for me to speak up for myself about, you know, wanting certain things different or the placement different, you know, because they can put the stencil down, I need to move it. And it's like, oh, that's a huge inconvenience. And it's like, no, this is going to be on your body forever. Like, it's okay. Specifically right now, I'm only getting tattooed by women and queer people, which always makes it less nerve-wracking and better. Santa Monica. The sun is supposed to set at 4:44 tonight, which is crazy. So I got an email and it says, "Good morning, Jenna. Thank you again for the time and effort you invested in our hiring process. Unfortunately, after carefully reviewing our applicants, we have made the decision to pursue another candidate for the job." So I didn't get the job that I interviewed for, which I'm obviously sad about. Moment of silence for my corporate entrance era. I'm sad about it, obviously, but this means that Operation Eat, Pray, Love and my big trip that I want to plan and potentially going to New York and all of these other things is a go, baby. And I feel like today I have kind of entered a different era. For the past 2 weeks maybe, I've been in limbo of like from when I found out that I got an interview for the job to now of like maybe that's happening, and so I don't really know what I'm doing. But now that I know that I'm about to pay rent for my last month of rent in Los Angeles for I don't know how long, it's daunting and it's scary, but it's also like really exciting because I can make moves and I can do whatever I want, honestly. So like I don't know whether to cry tears of joy or happiness, or it's kind of like all of the above, like really bittersweet. I'm also getting a storage unit to put all of my stuff in, and now I have like kind of the added thing of what clothes am I going to bring in my suitcase when I don't know where I'm going to be going. The amount of relief I feel from knowing that I won't be paying rent in Los Angeles for at least a few months. Whew, baby.
Next week, I start putting things in boxes. Not just stuff, but also versions of me that I thought I would grow into. Plans that don't fit anymore, obviously, and I don't know what's next. But I'm starting to make space for it. If you relate, be sure to tune in and maybe we can figure it out together.